Our government is made up of roughly 70 ministerial portfolios. We have a Minister for Justice, Climate Change, Children, Education, Pacific Peoples, Racing, Seniors, but we are yet to establish a ministry for rainbow-related issues. So the question is, do we need one?
My belief is that we need a centre within government to be coordinating that work, overseeing that we're making progress on it, and a centre of expertise to assist all of the government ministries to be delivering on that work. Now, if I think of our kind of key points of diversity that we acknowledge, I'm going, yep. Now, who's missing? Seems to be us, and I don't understand why the rationale of the need for point of connection to communities and expertise within government is acknowledged for all of those communities and not for us.
A 2019 survey showed that 1 in 5 trans or non-binary people experience homelessness at some point in their life. 2 in 5 trans or non-binary people have attempted suicide at some point in their life. There is obviously a clear need for work to be done on behalf of the rainbow community, but other political parties say because rainbow issues are so broad, they are best dealt with by a range of ministries, like health or housing.
We don't think it's necessary, although National certainly acknowledges there are issues within the rainbow community that we need to make more progress on. We don't think a rainbow ministry is the best way to make that progress. Well, when you look at some of the issues and challenges that continue to exist for the rainbow community, those issues tend to sit within specific areas, whether that's health or mental health, for example. And we think it's best that we have the experts and ministries in those areas responsible for, accountable for making progress on those issues.
And Jacinda agrees.
Do I think that there's work to be done on behalf of the LGBTIQ community? Yes. Do I think that's best pursued solely by setting up an agency or a ministry or department? No. I wouldn't want there to be a sense that that responsibility didn't sit across government simply by having one agency assume or be seen to assume responsibility.
I don't think it would be a solve-all because it hasn't been a solve-all for the Ministry for Women. You know, that's a centre of expertise, but by having that doesn't mean that everyone else always has a super strong gender analysis in their work, but it gives us a much better chance. That's how it works for other groups, and I expect it would be no different for a Rainbow office.
You've mentioned that there isn't a need for a rainbow ministry because that need sits with separate ministries. Could the same thing be said for ministries such as the Ministry of Women, the Ministry of Pacific Peoples, the Ministry of Seniors, Disabled Issues? How is that any different from those specialist agencies?
I think that's a fair point. In reality, those agencies tend to be quite small, and a lot of their work is coordinating work across government. But I'm just not convinced that having a separate agency set up is the best use of resources for really making progress on the issues.
A survey found that 60% of homosexual people had deliberately self-harmed. That's compared to 22% of heterosexual people.
While I understand that people might think a rainbow ministry is the way to achieve that, I think there are other ways that will be more effective, but I certainly agree with those goals.
I'm really aware that rainbow communities have disproportionately voted for the parties in this government. And I think there's an expectation, and I think it's a fair one, that they would have seen more progress this term.